Okay, y'all, today we're going to learn about square numbers and cube numbers. So this is not going to be too terribly hard, and it's going to be pretty straightforward. So first, let's start with square. Let's start with square numbers. That makes more sense. Squared numbers. Square numbers. So squared numbers are things like 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, so on and so forth. And that's what we're going to figure out what all these equal today, which shouldn't be too terribly hard. So 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 3, I'm sorry, just kidding, it's 4. 3 times 3 is 9, and we're going to keep on going. So we're going to keep filling this up. 4 times 4, 5 times 5, 6 times 6, 7 times 7, 8 times 8, 9 times 9, 10 times 10, 11 times 11, 12 times 12, 13 times 13, 14 times 14, and we'll stop with 15 times 15. So 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6, 36. 7 times 7, 49. 8 times 8, 64. 9 times 9, 81. 10 times 10, 100. 11 times 11, 121. 12 times 12, 144. 13 times 13, 169. 14 by 14, 196. And 15 times 15 is 225. You're going to need to memorize these because these are going to be super important for the next video that I make, because then we're going to find out how to find square roots. And you're going to need to know every single one of these squared numbers in order to help you out. Okay? So make sure you memorize every single one of these, from 1 times 1 to 15 times 15. Okay? And you can also rewrite every single one of these numbers into something very important. 1 times 1 is 1, which is also 1 squared. 2 times 2, which is 4, is also 2 squared. 3 times 3, which is 9, is also equal to 3 squared. 4 by 4 is 16, which is also 4 squared. Hopefully you see a pattern developing here. And we just keep going. This is 5 squared, 6 squared, 7 squared, 8 squared, 9 squared, 10 squared, 11 squared, 12 squared, 13 squared, 14 squared, and 15 squared. And well, why is it squared and not cubed or to the 4th power or the 5th power? Well, because you have repeated multiplication of the same thing how many times? Well, if we look at this, it's 1, 2, hence the 2. 1, 2, the 2. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. Okay, how many times did that number multiply by itself? 2 times. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Every single one of them. Okay, that's where that 2 comes from. Okay, now let's look at cubed numbers. Cubed numbers. Okay, cubed numbers. We're going to do 1 times 1 times 1, 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times 3 times 3, 4 times 4 times 4, 5 times 5 times 5, 6 times 6 times 6, 7 times 7 times 7, 8 times 8 times 8, 9 times 9 times 9, 10 times 10 times 10, and I think that's probably about as far as we're going to need to go. Well, let's go to 12, just to be on the safe side. 11 times 11 times 11, and then 12 times 12 times 12. Okay, so just like before, we have to multiply all these out. So what is 1 times 1 times 1? 1. Which is also equal to 1 cubed, because you multiplied it by itself 3 times. Hence the 3. Okay, what about 2 times 2 times 2? Now it's not 6 because we're not adding. We're multiplying. So 2 times 2 is 4. Times it by 2 again, you get 8, which is equal to 2 cubed. Next one, 3 times 3 times 3. And no, it's not 9. It's 3 times 3, which is 9, and then times it by 3 again. So technically you have 9 times 3, which is 27, which is equal to 3 cubed. That's the one that starts growing pretty quick. Now we have 4 times 4 times 4. Well, 4 times 4 is 16. Times it by 4 again, you get 64. So 64, which is equal to 4 cubed. Because 4 was multiplied by itself 3 times, so 4 cubed. Repeated multiplication is exponential. Okay, the next one, we have 5 times 5 times 5. Okay, well 5 times 5 is 25, and then times it by 5 again, you get 125, which is equal to 5 cubed. Okay, next one, we have 6 times 6 times 6. Well, 6 times 6 is 36. You multiply 36 times 6, you're going to get 216, which is equal to 6 cubed. Okay, let's keep going. 7 times 7 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. Multiply 49 by 7, you're going to get 343, which is equal to 7 cubed. Okay, the next one, you have 8 times 8 times 8. Well, 8 times 8 is 64, and times 64 by 8, you're going to get 512, which is equal to 8 cubed. Okay, now we got 9 times 9 times 9. Well, we know that 9 times 9 is 81. Multiply 81 by 9, you'd end up getting 729, which is equal to 9 cubed. Now the easy one, 10 times 10 times 10. Well, that's 1,000, which is equal to, hopefully you guys remember this from scientific notation, 10 to the third power. Okay, moving along, 11 times 11 times 11. Well, 11 times 11 is 121. You multiply that by 11 again, you're going to get 1,331, which is equal to 11 cubed. Okay, now 12 times 12 times 12 is our last one, and we'll be done for today. 12 times 12, 144 times 144 by 12, and you're going to get 1,728, which is equal to 12 cubed. Now memorize these, practice these. I will give you an assignment over this, okay? And this video is also going to relate to square roots and cube roots, okay? So you need to memorize every single one of these, okay? Every single one. Or at least know how to get them, okay? All right, if you have any questions, feel free to comment on Google Classroom or at the bottom of this video. Hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying your time off.